Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And boy, oh boy, we got a fun episode here for you guys here today that you definitely want to stick around for. Before we get into the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as many of y'all are aware, Kawhi Leonard is my favorite basketball player in the entire NBA. And funny enough, right after Kawhi, my second favorite player in the NBA is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And some people ask me, why do you like Kawhi so much? Why not this guy? Why not that guy? Kawhi's game is very similar to Kobe and Jordan's game. It's not the exact same, but it has some similarities. And because those are my guys, you know, it's just natural that I'm going to drift towards a player that has that type of playing style. So Kawhi's my guy, and I personally believe that Kawhi Leonard is the best two-way player in the entire NBA. Right? I think he's the best. Now, some people will say is Giannis, which is fine, but I think in the playoffs, Kawhi is the best player that they have going. And in the regular season, I think he's right up there. And I think it's one of the reasons, because of his two-way play, him and Giannis, for example, because of their two-way play, I personally believe that they are better basketball players than Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. Now, some people disagree, which is totally fine. But for me, looking at all of those things, I think, when you look at both sides of the ball, the way those guys dominate, I think they're the best. Now, during a recent interview on the JJ Redick podcast, Ben Simmons, who is one of the premier defenders in the entire league, sat down and basically spoke about the challenges of being a two-way player. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the Minnesota T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to get into his comments right now, and then we're going to come back and react to what he had to say. So take a listen to that here.
And you've always defended, Luka's a very difficult guy to defend. Obviously, you've always sort of defended him as well as anybody can. But I was just going to sort of ask you, just from a mental stamina standpoint, about like, if you know going in, you're D'ing Luka all night, basically, and you're going to have to deal with that all night, how you can have the bandwidth to basically do both.
That's tough too. Like going into a game, especially in the playoffs, I think it's tough. It's obviously tough in the playoffs, but playing both sides of the ball is extremely tiring. Like having to go guard, especially Giannis or somebody like that, a bigger guy that's running all day. It's tough. That comes with it. And no, it's fun. Like getting to guard the best players in the world. It's fun.
I've never used fun and defense in the same sentence. I'll be honest with you. I've never done that. Is there a type of player, whether that's a water bug type point guard like a Trae Young, who's very shifty and quick and all that, or a catch and shoot guy that's run off screens, or an ISO guy, or a big guy like Giannis? Like, is there a type of player or a specific player that is the toughest challenge for you? Is the toughest type of guy to guard?
There's a lot of guys that are tough in their own ways. Giannis, like, what are we talking about? Like, guys like that are going like full speed downhill, 10 steps, dunking. It's tough. LeBron, he makes people better. So you gotta, I can't always worry about him because he's making somebody else better, making the play, whatever it is.
So you heard what Ben Simmons had to say there. And if you hear some noise in the background, they're doing construction. So I can't stop them from doing that. Now, Patrick Beverley said a very similar thing, right? Here's the misconception about the defense Kawhi Leonard plays. Some people, like Shannon Sharp, say, if Kawhi Leonard is such a great defender, why do players like Luka Doncic score so much when they play against the Clippers? The simple answer is this. Kawhi Leonard is not usually the primary defender on Luka Doncic for the entire duration of the basketball games that they play. Why? Because as Ben Simmons alluded to, it takes a lot of energy to play on both sides of the floor. So when you see Kawhi Leonard asked to play defense and as well score 35 points a night on basically 60% shooting from the field, or close to 60% shooting. Yes, Kawhi Leonard last year when he was in the playoffs shot 57% from the field. 57. So when you're asked to do that, it is quite hard. But the fact of the matter is, when Kawhi Leonard guards Luka Doncic, he does a fantastic job on him. So what we want to do is we want to refer to a quick article here that we got from sisports.com. So basically it says Kawhi Leonard ranked top 3 defender in the NBA. The article continues on. The NBA's annual GM survey has been released, and Kawhi Leonard's name came up in several times. Why Kawhi Leonard is considered one of the best 3 forwards in the NBA. He is also ranked top 3 in 2 different defensive categories as well. Giannis Antetokounmpo was ranked the league's top defensive player, with Rudy Gobert coming in behind him, and Kawhi Leonard and Jrue Holiday tying for 3rd. There was a category exclusive for perimeter defenders in which Jrue Holiday came out on top, with Ben Simmons behind him and Kawhi Leonard tied with Jimmy Butler for 3rd. The final defensive category that Kawhi Leonard appeared in was based on versatility. Giannis Antetokounmpo was ranked the league's most versatile defender, with Ben Simmons coming up 2nd, LeBron James 3rd, and Kawhi Leonard and Draymond Green tying for 4th. Some have argued that in the past couple of years that Kawhi Leonard has declined defensively and is merely thriving off a reputation he has built as an elite defender in San Antonio. Before his injury in the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard was absolutely silencing that narrative. In the 2021 playoffs, Kawhi Leonard held his opponents to 30.8% from deep, 35.9% from greater than 15 feet, and 45% overall from the field, 45 from the field overall. All these percentages rank top 15 in the NBA amongst all players who defended as that many shots. To make these numbers even more impressive, the player Kawhi Leonard guarded most in the postseason was Luka Doncic. In 92 possessions, those two matched up. Kawhi Leonard held Luka to 42% shooting from the field and 31.5% shooting from the deep, significantly lower than the 49% field goal and 41% three-point percentage that Luka averaged against the Clippers overall. So you heard what the article has to say, and therein lies your answer. It wasn't that Kawhi Leonard cannot guard Luka, Shannon Sharp, and you guys that believe that. It was that he was not the primary defender. Anybody saying that Luka Doncic could Kawhi Leonard is a flat-out jackass. They're either trying to be a troll or they don't watch playoff games. That's the truth. It's not what I feel. That's the truth. If you watch the playoff games where Kawhi Leonard faced Luka Doncic, Luka called for a pick every single time. You heard what Kobe said when Kyrie Irving was trash talking, I'm going to bust you up, blah, 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 blah. He said, you're going to need that pick. You're gonna need that pick. You're going to need a pick to get me off of you. That's what Kobe was. What is he talking about? When you call up a pick, you shuffle on to the next defender. That's what he meant. And when you saw Kawhi Leonard actually taking the challenge, he was fighting over those screens. If Luka could cook Kawhi, why didn't you just play man-to-man? Why didn't you just go one-on-one on him? Because he knew what everybody else knew. This guy is an absolutely elite defender. And I want to say one last thing to quickly ether some of the people in the comment section. They're going to say, and this is one of the reasons, by the way, I believe Kawhi Leonard should be a top 3 player in the NBA, considering his offense and defense and what he brings, in the playoffs. And some people say Kawhi Leonard is not good. Let me give you Kawhi Leonard's stats in the regular season. Last time Kawhi Leonard was healthy, he played 34 minutes a game. Gilbert Arenas, Kawhi Leonard played 34 minutes a game. I guess he needs to improve too, huh? Anyway, he scored 24.8 points per game on 51% shooting from the field, 39.8, basically 40% shooting from the 3-point line. That's in the regular season. Scoring, shooting 88.5% from the free throw line, getting you 6.5 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 2 turnovers only, 1.6 steals per game. Now let's look at Kawhi Leonard's numbers in the playoffs in 2021. In the playoffs, he in 11 games, he was playing 39.3 minutes a game. Hey, Gilbert, I guess Kawhi Leonard could play more minutes in the playoffs. He must need to work on his body, huh? He shot 57.3% from the field. 57.3% from the basketball field. He shot 39.3% from the floor, 88% from the free throw line, with 7.7 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 2.1 steals, 0.8 blocks. I don't care who you say. I don't care who you bring. I don't care who you bring. It's one of the reasons why I said I'll take Kawhi Leonard over every NBA player in the playoffs. Some people will disagree. That's your business. That's what I'm going with. And the final reason why, let me just eat to some of these clowns. Kawhi Leonard cannot be one of the top 3 players. He hasn't played. So when Kevin Durant got injured, when he was recovering from his Achilles tendon, Kevin Durant still wasn't considered the best player in the NBA. Or better yet, let me ask you guys another question. Kawhi Leonard is 31 years old. You're telling me if LeBron James got injured at 30 years old and he missed an entire season, therefore, because he didn't play in a year, therefore, LeBron James shouldn't be considered one of the top 3, top 5 best players in the NBA, you would sound idiotic saying that. And you sound idiotic saying Kawhi Leonard should not be a top 3 NBA player. These are my thoughts and opinions. I think that's total nonsense. Catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.